You know what? This little kaiju right here shows a lot of promise. I've been hearing a lot of peeps and murmurs about this anime Kaiju No.8 for the last year or two. But for me, honestly, not really knowing much except for the fact that knowing that it has kaijus in it, right? And you already know everyone loves fucking kaijus. Everyone loves Godzilla.
It's Godzilla! It looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's not.
And other famous kaijus that are out there that smash the city and basically get destroyed by the end of the movie or the show.
Oh yeah, like, comment, subscribe, it helps.
But this manga had a cool twist added to it that made me say, you know what? I'm gonna wait till the anime comes out and I'm gonna do a video. And if I really like it, I'll read the manga. And so far, it's delivering. You know what? Let's get into the story first and then we can get into my likes and whatnot after. With the story first starting with a kaiju erupting from the city and a kaiju doing what a kaiju normally does, destroy shit. And in the midst of this happening, you just see an extreme super elite strike force come out of nowhere and really just instantly dismantle this kaiju that's destroying the city. And necessarily, that's not even where the story really even starts. It really starts with the little guy, the people that's in the background, the secondary people that no one really ever thinks about. The cleaners.
Mr. Superman not here.
And one of the names of one of these cleaners is the name of Kafka, who sadly has to do intestine duty. But enough with the story. I really want to go over why I enjoyed the first episode so much. Also, minor spoilers, so well, minor or sort of the first episode. So go ahead and watch the first episode, come back. Anyways, one of the first major things I really liked about this anime necessarily is like it has the age-old question, right? Well, at this point, I guess it's an age-old question when people get asked a question of dreams. And we sort of get that answer with Kefka, right? And it's a little interesting the way it's done because with Kefka, you really see like he loses a lot of people. He loses his house as well as his school, with his dream really being him joining this kaiju hunting corps, and then they can really just get rid of the kaiju itself. But having an extremely sad reality when he doesn't actually join the corps, and then he sees one of his friends that he was with when the kaijus first came to town, and this person is basically super famous and a captain and basically can be a commander at a certain point in time. And so in turn, he sort of sadly endures a fate that a lot of people have when it comes to dreams. They get comfortable, right? And he necessarily gives up on his dream of being into the corps of killing the kaijus, and he gets comfortable being a cleaner when it comes to cleaning up anything that the captains had basically discarded when it comes to all the kaijus out there. And he makes it overly obvious that he's comfortable himself when he says things like, oh, I can basically buy whatever I want, I can eat whatever I want. But the real question ends up being, are you really happy? Then there's also, in my opinion, a second question that gets asked to a person who necessarily gives up on their dreams and they're going coasting through life with that dream in their head, but they're necessarily doing something else, with that question being, what are you gonna do now? And I feel like this situation best gets personified when it comes to Kefka and Ichikawa. And Ichikawa is basically one of the new people that comes in on the job, right? And he basically tells Kefka like, hey, they raised the age limit because no one was really joining at a young age, and you can sort of see in his eyes like he's thinking about it because he really wants to necessarily do it. Well, until a kaiju attacks. But the next thing I also want to give my flowers to, which I've really enjoyed so far, even though it's completely super early on, but I really love the relationship that Kefka and Ichikawa have, for one being completely shy and sort of basically shut in, but he gives compliments and sort of opens up a little bit here and there, and the other one just sort of being the extrovert grown-up of the pairing. Then there's also the look of the show. I think the show looks good. I think it looks fine. It doesn't necessarily look as crazy or cool as in the manga. I only went through the first chapter after I saw the episode, right? But like, it still looks good. It still entirely looks fine and doesn't look anything too crazy or wild. Then there's the twist that happens at the end of every first episode that really has me genuinely intrigued and the potential of the show, like where it can go, right? And it's just the twist of him, the main character Kefka, actually turning into a kaiju when something inherently that looks like a fucking mosquito, if anything, claws into his mouth and turns him into a kaiju. Also, might I add, it looks cool as shit. With this happening, having my brain in the cogs turn a little bit, and just necessarily having all the plot lines that are basically getting thickened out a little bit here and there, where you see like, how is he gonna necessarily get out of the situation? Is he gonna go ahead and fight the kaijus themselves? Well, obviously he is, but I just want to see how he's gonna go about that, and necessarily if he's gonna join the corps, as well as how his relationship is gonna change with everyone else surrounding him. Leaving me super interested, if anything. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.